Welcome to Cosmic Catch Up, a mini episode where we discuss issues, events, and synchronicities that have happened to us recently. Join us as we break down the craziness and beauty that is our life.
Hey pod people, it's Joe.
And I'm Kel, and this is Cosmic Connections 101. But today we're taking a little bit of a different approach to our normal format. We decided to do kind of like a mini episode, and I guess we're going to call it Cosmic Catch Up. Is that right, Joe?
Yep, because I just thought it'd be a good idea to sort of literally catch up with each other every week or fortnight, just a mini sort of thing so that we can see how each other are going through the week, because obviously lots of different things pop up. So, or what we're working on, or, a mad book we might have read, or something that's relatable to the now, because we're like retrospective a lot of the times when we talk about our journey, but let's keep it real and do some things that we're doing right now.
Yeah, like a touch base kind of thing. Because usually when we record,
Reality.
yeah, we'll do like 3 or 4 episodes in a row. And in the meantime, between those takes, we've kind of been going through our own real life things that we sometimes need to talk about because it's relevant to what's going on in the real world and the collective energy that everyone else is experiencing. So yeah, Joe, that was a good idea for this mini update. I love
Yeah,
it.
I think it's like a living journal for us both to see where we're at, what's been going on as well that we can capture. And because obviously the reason I thought of it was because you had a major thing happen this week, and I was like,
Yes.
I think just to show literally how much work you've put in to yourself and your journey, this thing that happened that you're going to talk about, it just like to me shows me as your sister, and when I've had to help out in different circumstances, just your growth and your maturity and your capability of literally being able to take care of you.
Yeah, and I think, it's important for me as well to step back and acknowledge that and be proud of myself for that because, I'll just, like let
Get
everyone
into it.
know. So I was actually in a car accident yesterday and I'm fine. And, it wasn't my fault. A person came through a giveaway sign and smashed the back of my car, which then made me spin around and hit a brick wall. And so, I mean, it does sound really super dramatic to say that,
It's
but
scary.
yeah, like, because it was a residential area, I wasn't going fast. She was though. So, it definitely could have been higher impact. But yeah, I'm okay. But the thing, yeah, like you said, Joe, just acknowledging normally if I was in that type of situation, I would have gone into victim mode and wanted people to come in and save me and fix things for me and help me. And, like I didn't have that happen at all. As soon as the accident happened, thankfully there were road workers around and they came over and they asked me if I was okay. But, I actually was totally fine and I sorted everything out. Obviously the first instinct is anger because it wasn't my fault. And then after I calmed down, I was like, okay, like let's exchange information and blah, blah, blah. And then even, when I got home, I was straight into action mode. I didn't shed a tear, which normally in these situations, I'm just too stressed to even think about what to do. And, like that even just goes back a couple of years ago. I would have been in that way. But now my head is just so clear and I'm
Clear.
so calm in those situations where I do see things from that bird's eye perspective of like, okay, everything is happening for me and not to me. This happened for a reason. And I don't need to cry about it happening. I just need to fix what's going on. And, just straight away, like I don't even consciously think about that. It's just how
Mm.
my brain is wired now, where it's
Yeah,
like,
you just
okay, this
rewired
happened.
yourself.
Yeah, it is what it is, sort it out. And, I kind of in the moment, yeah, obviously not thinking about that until later on in the evening where I'm calm and like, finally had it. Because I was just flat out all day yesterday doing so much stuff. And then when you finally sit with it, you're like, oh, fuck, like that
Yeah,
is a major
it
thing
was
for
big.
me to have gone through and not even gone into that mode of like asking for help from you or Shalina, because you two are
Yeah.
always my go-to. Because like I said, I texted you both and I said, you know,
Yeah,
it's
it was
such
after the
an
fact.
interesting, yeah, I'd already sorted, I was already
And I was
home.
like,
Yeah, I'm
wow,
already
what?
at
Because
home
usually
and
you'd be
sorted.
usually you
To
would ring when
cry.
you're in the moment in the
Yeah.
car going, oh, you're never
What
gonna
should
guess
I
what
do?
happened.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's like I already texted you when I was at home. But yeah,
Yeah.
even just saying to you both, you know, because you are both the older sisters of the families, you know, like Auntie Lou's family, Shell's the eldest, and you're obviously my older sister. So you have a different mindset around kinds of, you know, like these situations where me, because I'm the youngest, it is you know, just used to always go
Got
into that mode of people
hated
doing
for.
things for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so just even acknowledging that, like, I don't know, yeah, like stuff like that when it happens now, I really take that moment to be proud of myself because I know 100% how I used to be. And
Mm-hmm.
now I just feel like we joked about it yesterday about me graduating to being
Yeah,
an
I'm like,
adult. But honestly,
yeah, I was like,
there's
hell.
aspects, it for real feels like that because I've always been
Mm-hmm.
catered to, babied for my whole life, you know?
Yeah,
So,
and you've always been open to like or allowing people to fix stuff on your
yeah,
behalf because then like the
100%.
overwhelm is it's not there anymore. It's like you'll just get someone will fix it for you.
Yeah.
And yeah, yesterday, like I was more impressed with one that you told, like I said, you told us after the fact and shared the photos, and that's when we were like into, oh, what the fuck? Oh, you okay? Like, blah, blah, blah. Okay,
Yeah.
get the insurance, do this, do this. And you're like, mate, I've already left the
Yeah.
scene.
I'm like,
Like,
I'm
I'm
at
home now.
home.
It's fine. I'm
And you're
already
like,
ringing them.
get
I've
numbers
already
of
done this.
witnesses and whatever. I'm like, oh, well, I've already left, but I know that they'll be there if I did need to get their contact info or whatever. And it
Yeah,
was
me
like,
and Shell go straight into, and it was funny because I'd never even thought about it like that until you
mm,
mentioned it, like how me and Shell reacted, like as in, okay, got to do this, we've got to do this, get this, do this, and about reading your insurance policy stuff. Then you went,
oh,
I don't
yeah.
read it thing about
Yeah.
the other
Like I
little
barely
snafu.
open letters, let alone read the details of the letter.
Yeah, I'm like, if I make any changes, mate, and they send that through, I check that shit, make sure it's right, just to make
Mm,
sure. And I said, but see, that's just the attention to detail that because
yeah.
we've seen what happens if that doesn't happen. Because I've been in that situation where it's a snafu. And
Yeah.
so, but yeah, for me, like I said, this is literally the reason I wanted to just have like mini catch ups to see how we're tracking in our lives right now because of what happened to you yesterday and
Yeah.
seeing the growth, like your growth arc from just, what people would think is like not that big of a deal, but like we know
Yeah. Having,
the
yeah,
growth.
knowing everything about me, how I deal with things, how I'm happy for
Yeah.
people to come and save the day, like damsel in distress mode. And that wasn't even on
No.
my mind at all.
you're you're just like I'm self-sufficient, I can do this. And like you said, it's not even like a conscious thought anymore. It's like,
Hmm.
okay, I've got to do this one step, two step, three step. It's like you just got on with stuff and you didn't, like you said, you didn't be a victim to it. You didn't you Yeah, the initial thing was like, oh, fucking idiots, like what,
Yeah,
look at what you've done. But then it's just like, accidents happen, like no one's hurt.
exactly.
Thankfully, it's like everything's replaceable, but it's a bit of an inconvenience.
And I
And
didn't actually text you or shell this yet, but like, you know, because I was messaging the person just trying to get her claim info and
mm,
insurance company and stuff. And then after, you know, she said her husband hasn't given the info yet, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and also like, are you okay? And everyone in the car, are you okay? Like, you know, and she's like, oh, thank you for your concern. Yes, I'm okay. And I was just like, you know, I apologize for my first reaction being anger. And I said, you know, like, I was just scared. So that came out
yeah.
as anger. And I apologize for that. You know, like I didn't mean to come across as angry.
Mm.
And, you know, she's like,
Oh,
oh,
that's beautiful.
thank you. Yeah. Like, cause it was playing on my mind. You know, I felt guilty about, cause obviously it wasn't
Reaction.
intentional. She was
No,
scared too. And
probably
then
rushing.
I yelled at her, you know,
Mm.
so she's a P plater, by the way, too. But she had kids in the car that I saw
Yeah.
later after I yelled. That's why, as
Yeah.
well, I also felt super guilty. You know, it was just obviously you're scared. You don't, you know, you just go into that
Yeah.
reaction
And
mode.
emotions, like the first reaction, and anger is always just a surface emotion. We know that there's like deeper layers of it. So it was good that
Yeah.
you were able to recognize, when you think about it, right, you're just like, oh, right, it was literally
Yeah.
fear. Like I was
I was
scared in the
scared.
moment, and
Yeah.
that's what it was. So oh, that's really lovely, Kel, that you got to
Yeah.
like be
'Cause
able to tell her that.
it
Puts
was
you at
really,
peace,
yeah, it
hugging
was
you.
really like, yeah, playing on my mind. Like, even though it
Mm.
happened to me, like I was
Yeah.
still feeling, yeah, the
It's
guilt around
because
it, because I know, yeah,
it's because you're human,
she
and you know
didn't mean
she's
it,
human, and it wasn't intentional, and we want to just
and accidents
share
happen,
love
man.
and gratitude.
Yeah,
Like that's why you knew you didn't want any of that negative energy out there,
yeah.
because that's not what you want as a
And because,
person.
you know, like we obviously know, like everything happens for a reason. This situation happened for the both of us for whatever reason. And interestingly, when I was taking photos of her car, there was already scratches on the side. So I was like, is
Mm.
this from today? She's like, oh no, that was from, I went into a pole. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, cool.
You're
So
like,
like
okay,
she's
I'm not
yeah, a
making
shit driver.
judgments.
Definitely for sure she's a shit driver. It's not,
If
I just
and
happened
if
to be the
she's
one that she crashed into. It wasn't
and
a
you know,
pole.
and like you said, if she's got kids in the car, she could have been rushing to, you know, drop them
Full
off to
pickup, yeah,
care because
drop off
she's late for
something.
work
Yeah.
and it's city traffic. I'm like, you know, you don't know what kind of impact this is going to help for her to slow
Yeah.
down, to be
And she could have been on her
cautious.
phone. And if you like you've got kids in the car, you can't be on your phone, you know.
Yeah, you don't want
You
to
know
be
what the funny thing,
irresponsible
I don't
with
even know
that
if I said
stuff.
this to you, Joe, but normally because I was going to the gym, of course.
Oh, of course. We
Surprise.
know.
And normally, because it goes past a private school, I don't normally go down that way at that time of day because of the time of day. But I had to look up there. I'm like, oh, it doesn't look too busy. I'll go that way. Because usually I'll turn off a road before there. But
Mm-hmm.
this one day, I'm like, go up there
Changing it up.
and bang and bang. So I'm
Because
like, all right, well,
sometimes,
that's
yeah,
even more, yeah, why I'm like, okay, it's a divine incident because
yep,
normally don't do that. And
yeah.
I did, and then this happens. And so, I can't, yeah, look at it too negatively because it
I
happened for,
mean, yeah, and besides the inconvenience of obviously not being able to do the things you normally would, it's, like a massive big sign for you as well, just to show your growth, like I said, and how capable you are of getting through stuff and figuring shit out,
yeah,
insurances and all the stuff that we try to avoid.
like the
I said,
grown up
but
stuff,
yeah,
because it's
yeah,
really grown up stuff, like having to
it
call
is.
insurance and then calling the smash repair and organizing to take it around. Like all of that is stuff that
Like
I
even
couldn't
he was shocked
imagine.
that it
Yeah, yeah. The
insu-
the guy, he was
the
like,
car
"You move
smash.
quick," and I'm like, "Yeah, mate, I want to
Like,
get
yeah,
it
it just happened
sorted."
this morning. Oh, what happened with your like you obviously you said you went to the doctor, you got x-rays and
Mm.
stuff. Did you go back
I
to
couldn't
check?
book in today.
Right.
I have to go tomorrow. But I'm
How's your body
surprised.
feeling?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm surprised. Like I don't actually feel as sore as I thought I would. I thought I'd wake
Yeah.
up and everything would be stiff because
Mm,
obviously adrenaline and everything yesterday kind
yeah.
of numbed everything. Because yeah, like I said, I crashed into a brick. It was a fence, somebody's
Fence.
front fence. And so my whole right side of my body went against my door.
Yeah.
So yesterday it was a bit sore. My ribs are a bit sore today, but like seriously, like
Overall, it could have been
if
worse.
anything, I've been sore from a hard gym session. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And you
But
can't
the
even use that as your
interesting,
excuse to be
yeah,
sore
it's
today.
so funny. Like after when I was leaving and the construction guys were helping, to make sure that the car was drivable, because the freaking wheel was in the brick wall. Um, I was just like, oh, I'm more so pissed that I can't go to the gym because I already took my pre-workout. And the guy's
It's
like,
like we
oh
can
yeah, I know that feeling. And he's like, yeah, you can get home safely, but no detour to the gym, okay?
yeah, it's like you have to let that one go, let it go through your
Yeah,
system.
so
I
annoying.
guess at
But
least you can just do like
I
just keep
can just
doing your
walk.
stretches and
Yeah,
stuff just
yeah,
because sometimes it's the second day
yeah,
where those sort of things start to happen, but I think you took care of your mental health, your body, everything, and the let go, release, and also your workmates, they all stepped in and said, oh,
yeah,
because you're so work conscious, they're like, just take an extra day if you need it to rest and da da da. So
yeah,
that's always a good thing. So
yeah. You
yeah.
don't feel the pressure of having to push
Oh,
through
it's
trauma
full
to
on.
work. But yeah, today I've just literally been sitting on the couch watching junk
Beautiful.
TV
Excellent.
and with the
Because
heat
that's what you
pad
should do.
and like just really taking it easy because like prior to this I actually had a sore lower back already and I was
Mm-hmm.
booked in to see my physio this coming Monday and then the accident happened, so I'm just taking that to even more of a reason of like, all right, just slow down and
Just
just
rest.
take care of yourself. Yeah, like even though to me the gym is like my relaxation and fun, it's like, okay, this is sort of saying like Just
still pushing
literally,
your
yeah,
body.
just like scale it right back.
Yeah,
And
just
being
well, that's
forced
what I'm
to.
calling. That's what I'm calling where I'm at right now. I feel like I'm in restful healing mode.
Yeah,
So that's what you're kind of being forced to do.
forced.
Look,
But yours
forced.
is
I'm
at
forced.
least
Damn it.
more of a conscious kind of
Yeah, mine's
effort.
mine's like, well, I got nothing else to do. I'm like, but every day I wake up with the intention that I'm gonna go off and do something. But then if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And sometimes I'll be out and about, and then I'll go, yeah, wait, actually, I might go watch a movie today.
Yeah. So
So,
yours is more a focus of self-care by choice.
hmm
Mine is self-care by
by
force.
force. So kind of see we're
Yeah,
we're,
yeah,
we're
self-care.
parallel.
Yeah, exactly. So
So I've
what have
done
you been up to then? Like
so my
last
week
week?
has it's been pretty full on, but I've been getting like a lot of different healing sessions that have been recommended to me. So actually last Thursday I went to one of the Nankari healers,
Mm,
and she was amazing, and she worked on like my organs, the ones that I wanted extra help with, which she knew instinctively, of course, because energy, and it felt like surgery. Like she was
yeah,
getting right in there. Oh my God, it was
that's
so
awesome.
powerful. And it was awesome. It was everything I needed it to be. And then Monday, I'd been recommended to do this because as I've said to you before, like as I'm getting older, um, different issues with hormones and womb stuff. So I done this nurture womb session with this amazing lady Julia. She's from up Mullumbimby, so our people's area, and I said to you that morning, I'm like, oh, I've got this session, but like I've never really done something via Zoom, so I don't really know
Mm,
the impact. Kel was so amazing, and it's like she could see stuff. And when I'd tilt the camera down, because she asked me to lay down on the bed so she could kind of scan, and she would take me to places, and I would be thinking stuff in my head and seeing it happen, and then she would tell me exactly
that's
the same stuff that I
cool.
was seeing, like me as a young girl, and then when we're going through like a healing process, um, like my body's shaking. I was just like, what
Yeah.
is this? It's like literally getting all of the like some of the trauma out, and I could feel it happening. And then I was getting like sensations in parts of my body that I've never had before. And I was like, this
Like
is like making me feel alive.
like pins and needles kind of thing, or
Mm-hmm.
like what kind? Yeah, right.
Yep. And I was like, how is she doing
So
this
it's
from
like
so far?
the blockage kind of releasing stuff and then the blood flow
Somatic.
back to it. Like you know if you're sitting on
Yes.
your hand and then it's numb and
Yep.
then you move
Numb.
and then you kind of shake your hand out and it comes like pins and
Yep,
needling.
exactly like that. And because it's obviously all she said, oh, you're free flowing up the top, but like your bottom part is just
Mm,
stuck and
yeah.
frozen. I said, I know. I go, my left hip, I've like got issues, like it's so locked. I said, that's why I can't go do the women's dancing and stuff. I go because I don't feel free,
Mm.
like in the hips and everything. And I go, like, I know that's where all my stuff is locked in. So that's the stuff I've been focusing on. And it was amazing. Then I went to a naturopath to, correlate with my integrated GP, and she does Aboriginal bush medicine stuff. So that's more
It's so
close to
great
my
that you
heart.
have access to that kind of
Well, I've
stuff.
asked for it to be sent to me
Yeah.
because, like, I didn't even know there was one here.
Yeah.
And then today, which I haven't got to tell you about, like I done what's it called? So I done breath work with Patrice, but it was called Dragged and Shakti. And it just added on to the womb stuff and like
Mhm.
all that feeling and releasing trauma. And usually like when I'm doing stuff, I'm like, breath is so powerful, the breath work stuff. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I was kind of like squirming and screaming, and it was like all this stuff that I didn't even know was going to come out of me, man.
Yeah.
And it was just like trauma in the body releasing itself. And today, the first time in my whole entire life, I can actually rotate my hip on my left
Oh,
side
wow.
because it's like always been locked because that's the female side and that's where all of my trauma sits. And
Yeah.
it's opening and healing because I'm doing deeper layers of work because I'm ready to.
That's hectic.
So yeah, that's
It's it's actually yeah,
same
like
but different.
yeah. I was gonna say, it's interesting, like my lower back hurting at the start of the week. I remember when I was in the kind of first phases of thinking that, okay, my last relationship you know, like I could feel like, you know, maybe it was coming to an end. And that's when I started to get lower back pain the last
Yep,
time.
root
You
chakra.
know, so it's kind of like these big kind of moments in my life where I need to shift something. Like at the moment, it is, you know, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but like my pattern app is telling me, you know, all the stuff that I'm doing right now for the pattern is about that, letting go, release, shift. So this is probably just some residual energy that is stuck, that I'm shifting and moving through. And, you know, in astrology wise, like Pluto has just retrograded back into Capricorn. So that is going to be kind of, you know, bringing up stuff that we've had to deal with over, you know, like the past couple of years, resurfacing just to cleanse it out again. And then it'll go forward back into Aquarius. So, and like that is squaring my natal Pluto. So a square is usually a harsh aspect. So, and that only happened on the 11th of June. So it's timing for me, yeah, like something going to kick off, you know, that is shaking me up.
Well, therefore, because if you're not shaking it out of your body in a healing spiritual sense, it'll get shook for you.
Something happens for you. Yeah, exactly. But
like a lot of the stuff that I've been doing is the shaking stuff. So that's somatic healing. That's like energy moving through your body, like what happens with animals when they get stressed and then they shake it out of their body and then they get up and they move on. Whereas we store it.
Yeah, we don't.
So we're supposed to be letting it shake it out.
Yeah.
So, you know, you got forced into it a little.
Yeah, I got shook up real good.
So is your lower back fine and the rest of you sore?
You know what? Like my back is actually okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Thought so.
Considering. Like my, you know, my upper body is a bit sore, but honestly, like I'm so surprised at how okay I feel. So yeah.
It's all part of the process. No, you've done amazing. It's been an interesting week. So yeah, I reckon we should just have these like little cosmic catch-ups and other episodes we'll do later around certain topics. But yeah, I just think it's like healthy for us to talk about what's going on right now, because this is real life, this is reality, and then things are happening all the time. It's not retrospect, and people are going through stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, it's like, you know, other people might be experiencing similar things as us right now, like today. So today's the 16th of June, 2023. Are you going through similar issues, you know, where it's like a healing journey or like just crazy stuff happening
forced
to you?
Healing?
Because it's, you know, like this is our real life, and you know,
what's being confronted right now
kind of thing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, well, it was good to catch up because obviously we haven't actually talked face to face about it all. So it's like a text and then like we'll quickly do things.
Yeah, because you can't do audio
messaging
now. So this is
it's come off my phone. I don't know. When I see you at the wedding, you can fix it for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say it hasn't. I'll just show you how it's new.
It has.
It hasn't.
Kiara's always just like, whatever, Mum. It's fair.
Yeah, it is. I'll teach you. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, it was good to chat. We'll catch up next week.
Yeah. Take care.
Love ya.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
This podcast has been made with love, from our hearts to your ears. Thank you for listening to Cosmic Connections 101.